Hi, Joe Cerrone.
and Al Rosen.
Welcome to our weekly CAD 117 Intermediate AutoCAD weekly Zoom meeting. This week we will be working on Module 4. Module 4 is on dimensioning architectural drawings and Chapter 6 from our textbook. As we look at this we will have two drawings. You're to do both of them. The architectural drawing is shown here, and the mechanical drawing is shown here. If we look at our chapter objectives, that's for our 3D. We'll come back to that one. Let's see here. There we go, dimensioning mechanical drawings. And so as we go through and we start working with these, we want to be able to work within these standards. One of them is this ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineers. And they put out the dimensioning standards for mechanical parts. And so we'll go through how to dimension, how the dimensions are determined by designers, things like tolerancing, meaning how accurate the parts need to be, and how to work with different things like how to make things fit together. PowerPoint for the chapter is here also. And so if you look through the chapter on dimensioning these mechanical drawings, it goes through and shows you the different terminology. Things like being able to add a countersink, an 82-degree countersink to a hole. And what that does is it makes it easier to get the pin into the slot. And then as we go through different things like location dimensions, being able to locate this whole geometry, or a size dimension, which calls out the diameter of the hole. So locations will locate the hole, and then the size dimension will tell you what size it is. And so it's a very good chapter. It's very detailed as far as to dimensional standards for mechanical drawings. And so that information is available for you. And it's just the chapter that you need to go through and read as far as being able to determine how to set up these different standards. Standards for things like text heights on drawings. How to dimension circular geometry, circular shapes. How to dimension angular shapes. How to use ordinal dimensions. Ordinal meaning how to dimension from a zero location on the part. And then we have, again, our learning objectives, drawing setups, and PowerPoints. The labs, here's our guest cottage lab. And so the guest cottage basically is just this tiny house. And you're to go through chapter 4 and create the drawing. You start off by setting up the limits and the grid, and then you'll create the floor plan drawing of the guest cottage. And it doesn't go through and have you dimension that in this chapter. We'll go through that next week. So it starts off teaching you how to dimension mechanical parts. And then in the next week's chapter, it goes through how to do architectural parts. Back to the home page. Here's our mechanical. So here's our mechanical exercise with the dimensions for that. And the construction techniques. And then we have the videos for how to create those. And so anything in purple will be a video in how to create that drawing. And so we'll walk you through the mechanical aspects. And then we have other videos for more of the mechanical. and the architectural. Creating the floor plan. Architectural is a bit longer. It's about a 30-minute drawing video. Do you have to dimension it? No. As you go through, we'll teach you how to dimension or go through the dimension standard. But that's not to say you don't have to dimension it. I mean, you don't have to, but you can dimension it. And so that'll be the next chapter in the textbook. Okay, back to the main splash page here. And as we look at that, here's the review questions. Those are bonus. And so is the toolbar quiz. Okay, that's our assignments for this week. Work on both of them. Do the architectural drawing and the mechanical drawing. Put those in the Dropbox, and we'll go through and grade those and give you your feedback for those drawing assignments. With that, I'm going to stop the recording and open things up for questions.